Alright, you bastards, this is just a small video with some tips that can save you a lot of money and also on stock for any preppers who want to make a pantry. But before we do that, just quick, if you're interested in detective stories, this is the first part of an 11-part series that I wrote called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, the link will be down in the description. So what am I talking about? Something that I'm a person who always says many small things make a big thing. And one of the things that I noticed over the years is how much things we just threw away that we could use later on, but for some reason we just don't do it because we it's something cultural that we see. Oh, why are you taking that with you? And what am I talking about? Stuff like just I will take it one by one. You know, when you go to a coffee shop or you go to a restaurant, and yeah, the thing with in the restaurant, for example, these little packs of salt and pepper that you can get, always see people not taking them with them. I'm always the person who takes them, put them in my bag, and I see people looking at me weird, like, why are you doing that? What are you? So like, it's a weird mentality. It's just so logical to take it with you and not to throw it away. And yet, a lot of people will give you a look, but I've got hundreds of these bags of pepper and salt. So yeah, if I put them in one pot, I save a whole pot of pepper and salt. The same thing goes for napkins. You always get one of these alcohol or wet napkins at a restaurant or a fast food chain or whatever you're eating it. Uh, you can always take, if you don't use them, take them with you. You can use them in your bug out bag. You can use them if in your own home at parties or dinners or something. But this is something that I always can use and will never expire. And that's another thing, like pepper and salt. These things are, if you put them in a right container and like a dry, cold, dark place, these can go for a very long time. Make sure they just that these packages that these don't get wet, otherwise they can get a fungus on top of them. But things like this, like wet napkins, a creamer for if you at the coffee shops that you would leave behind, sugar cubes in the sugar cubes that you have not used or somebody else have not used and they would not take in with you with them. Just take it with you. And also, it's not only those things that you can reuse later of food items. I'm also talking about some items that people just toss away but are still useful. So you know, if you go to a store or some company and they give you a complimentary thing like a free like a free pen, one of these cheap pens, but it's a pen nonetheless, and it's one of those items that you can always use that you never have when you needed them. But uh, yeah, just take them if you get presented with them, is what I'm trying to say. Same thing goes for if some shops give you a free candy. Just even if you are not into that candy, even if you don't like the taste or you're on a diet, just take it. Never look into the mouth of a given horse is a Belgian saying. So yeah, just if you get free candy, just take the candy. Perhaps when your nephew is visiting you, you can just give it to them and they will like it and they will appreciate it and it will shut them up for a little bit. Same thing goes. That is something that if you work in a technical job, I see a lot of people at my job or some other places, or when I see people doing chores or when I'm working at somebody, I see them throw away a lot of these vices. I don't know what's the English name. Screws is the word I'm looking for, and they were perfectly fine. Yeah, not this one, but like this one. And yeah, if you got, I never bought. To be honest, I never bought a screw in since I'm living alone because it's this way that I gathered a lot of screws in my repair kit, and I always use them that other people would otherwise have thrown away. So yeah, that's another thing that you can save on, and it's a good habit in my opinion. And another thing is, like, at some hotels or places, they give you free lucifers, like these carton match boxes. So that's another thing I would say that is something that you can take. And yeah, just the lesson of today is, if you get free shit, just take it. There is no shame in it. It's not like a poverty thing. It's just good, rational. It will help yourself later on. It will save you money. It can save, if you're an environmental person, it can save on garbage from, and it's not something that will go to waste. So that's just a small tip for me, and just perhaps a small rant for me, because this was something that was bothering me lately. So, oh, and another thing is, if you're going to a shooting range with somebody, or you shoot yourself, I see some people leave their cases or cartridges or shells behind. Like, why would you leave it to rust in the ground? Just gather them and collect the brass, and you will get some money. If you do like me, you collect all of your iron and go once a year to the what is it called in English? The guy that you can put all your metal to. It's not a garbage heap. It's like a demolition. No, you know what I mean. The person you can sell metal to, and if you can get some money from this brass, but make sure that if you collect from these shells or cartridges, that you make sure that these are fired, that there is no gunpowder in them, because otherwise it could be dangerous for the person that will melt them later on for reuse. So that's something dangerous that you need to watch for. It's some responsibility. So if you get any other tips or something that you can do like me to save money, save some things, and not waste anything, let it know in the comments. And thank you for watching. So like, subscribe, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.